The enigma of the Calvine UFO photographs remains an unsolved mystery, leaving behind a void that yearns to be filled. In the pursuit of unraveling this elusive puzzle, the name Kevin Russell emerged, imprinted on the reverse side of the print that was developed in the Glasgow office in August 1990, prior to surrendering the negatives to the Ministry of Defence. For those who did not watch the previous video about the incident, in the photo, one of a series of 6 the hikers reportedly took, a diamond-shaped object can be seen flying in the sky, while a fighter jet can be spotted in the background. The Calvine photo, taken in August 1990, had disappeared for 32 years before resurfacing. This photo is a copy of one of the original prints, kept by former RAF officer Craig Lindsay. Back in 1990, the 2 hikers brought the photo to Scotland's Daily Record newspaper for publication. But instead, the newspaper handed the image over to the British Ministry of Defence, which kept it secret until now. But the strangest thing is that the person who took the picture also disappeared, and his whereabouts were not inferred, despite the long search to reach him. The investigative team became aware of this name early last year, but they opted to withhold its release until exhaustively exploring all avenues to locate Russell through publicly available resources. Despite a 10-month-long investigation, involving contact with over 200 individuals in Scotland and beyond who bore the name Kevin Russell, no one has come forward to claim the role of the enigmatic photographer. Further investigations uncovered that a man bearing the name Kevin Russell, then in his mid-20s, resided and worked as a kitchen porter at the Pitlochry Hydro Hotel during 1990 to 91. Colleagues who knew him mentioned that he hailed from either Glasgow or Falkirk, a town situated near the infamous Bonnybridge Triangle UFO hotspot of the mid-1990s. Despite extensive media coverage, no fresh leads have materialized, deepening the enigma surrounding his disappearance. How could someone vanish so completely? Has he relocated to another country? Was he subject to an alien abduction or encountered men in black? Nonetheless, one would anticipate that his family or friends would possess some knowledge about this story. With no resolution in sight, the legend surrounding these events continues to expand and take peculiar twists. Since the sole original print of the iconic image was unveiled in August 2022, online debates regarding its authenticity have raged on. The absence of a conclusive resolution to the mystery has generated a profound sense of psychological dissonance among those captivated by the tale. Bill Ellis, an American folklorist and expert in legends, discusses in his book Aliens, Ghosts and Cults, 2001, how rumors and ambiguous events persist through debates about their authenticity, contributing to the creation and sustenance of modern legends. This fervent debate surrounding the truth or falsehood of stories or photographs is inherent to the field of ufology. Both skeptics and believers play roles in shaping the legend of Calvine, with storytellers like me providing the raw material. The intensity of the dialectic reaches its zenith when these subcultures interact with one another. Since the emergence of the Calvine story, social media platforms have been abuzz with competing and contradictory theories. Those who believe in the extraterrestrial hypothesis perceive the photograph as a validation of their existing beliefs regarding alien presence on Earth and government cover-ups. On the opposite end of the spectrum, skeptics aim to dismiss the image as yet another obvious hoax in the realm of UFO photographs. From their standpoint, as UFOs, and other extraordinary aerial objects, do not exist, the photo must inherently be false. Their task is to establish, to their own satisfaction, how the hoax was executed, but therein lies the predicament. Among the earliest and most peculiar theories surrounding the Calvine photo, is the notion that it depicts an inverted image of a rock or island submerged in tranquil waters, rather than a UFO hovering in a cloudy evening sky. According to this hypothesis, the supposed Harrier jet seen below the object is actually a man in a rowing boat. Although some proponents, including Simon Holland, initially supported this idea, further analysis of the photograph revealed visible clouds and inconsistent angles, debunking the reflection theory. Nonetheless, there are still individuals on Twitter who stubbornly maintain their belief in this interpretation. A more compelling argument put forth by Belgian skeptic Wim van Utrecht suggests that the diamond-shaped UFO is in fact a small model suspended by a thin thread near the camera. Van Utrecht is convinced that the object is a 5-point cardboard ornament, commonly used as Christmas tree decoration. As for the Harrier, he proposes that it is a miniature model. According to Van Utrecht's theory, one of the ingenious pranksters suspended the Christmas star from a tree and maneuvered the small Harrier around the UFO using a fishing rod, while their companion captured the photographs. While this theory seems plausible at first glance, it stretches the concept of the fishing rod a bit too far, as an analysis conducted by the Ministry of Defense revealed another image, in the sequence featuring a second Harrier at a greater distance. To quote Sherlock Holmes, "When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth." Enter Simon Holland, a filmmaker who claims to have single-handedly solved the mystery surrounding the Calvine UFO photographs. According to Holland, the diamond-shaped object captured in the images is a stealthy radar-evading platform undergoing a test flight. He suggests that it was launched from the BAE Systems plant in Wharton, Lancashire, a defence contractor, specifically for the exercise conducted over the Scottish Highlands. To address the issue of the origin of the Harriers, as the Ministry of Defence stated that none were airborne during the sighting, Holland asserts that they were privately owned, presumably by BAE Systems. However, the idea of privately owned Harriers raises questions. If true, such ownership could be easily verified. Has Holland identified these privately owned Harriers? The answer is no. Another source informed that BAE did not possess or operate Harriers, suggesting that if they were indeed present, they must have been military aircraft on loan. These theories, while entertaining, help fill the void and provide a resolution to the mystery for some, particularly in the absence of Kevin Russell, or the original negatives, that could shed light on the situation. At the time, the available evidence seemed to support such theories. It would not be the first instance where military intelligence was deceived by a convincing UFO photograph.